What is education insurance? Education insurance or education policy is a type of insurance purchased with the sole aim of ensuring that the future education needs of your young ones are met. Education policies vary from one company to the other, and the aim of them is basically to ensure that your child's education is guaranteed. When is the best time for a parent to purchase an education policy? The best time to purchase an education policy is when the child is very young. We are talking about even 1 year or even months, or even when the child has been born, immediately the child is born. That is the best time actually to purchase an education policy. And you realize the earlier you purchase an education policy, the cheaper it becomes. If you purchase your education policy when the child has advanced in age, you realize that the cost of it is quite expensive. It's quite expensive because it basically means you're saving a lot for a shorter period of time. So that one means that you'll have to pump in a lot of money to ensure that you have a given amount of fees. The new system of education is two. That is pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2. Then we have 1 to 6, that is primary. Then we have junior high school, that is 3 years. And then senior high school, additional 3 years. So that one forms 6 years for secondary school. And then we have university for 3 years. Child needs to finish high school at 18 years. And a child needs to join P1 when the child is 4 years. What are the factors to consider while purchasing an education policy? 1. What type of school do I want my child to go to? Is it the county schools? Is it a national school? Is it a public school? Is it the private schools? Again, is it the Kenyan system of education or is it the British system of education? And once you gather that information, you need to ask yourself again, how much will it cost me? And how much do I need to remit on a monthly basis so that I can be able to achieve that amount of fees that I desire to have? Thirdly, you also need to know what are the costs that come with education. We're talking about pocket money. We're talking about uniform. We're talking about money for particular sports in school that needs to be paid. You nowadays realize that a child wants to pursue a course in music or even a unit in music. How much will that cost you? If a child tells you that I want to do an art, I'm good in this type of an art, and you need to pay some extra amount of money, you need to understand how much will that really amount to, so that you can budget with the fees that you intend to do or the fees that you want to have, and then some little amount on top of it, so that in case there is need for additional cost, you can be able to cater for that. Once you provide an answer to the questions that I highlighted about the school, about whether it's national, whether it's public, whether it's private, you need to understand that several factors will affect the education fund that you'll have. One being inflation. You need to purchase an education plan that makes or even earns interest. So the interest aspect will ensure that inflation doesn't eat up your fund, because we don't expect that in 10 years the current cost of education will be the same. We must budget with the future in mind, knowing that a lot of factors will come in and a lot of things will change. Once you arrive at that, you can be able now to go back to your income and understand if I'm supposed to save 5,000, if I'm supposed to save 10,000, if I'm supposed to save 50,000 or even 100,000 per month for the next 10 years, will my payslip accommodate that? Will my income accommodate that? And if it will, then you proceed and purchase that education policy. If not, we need to work with the guidance of your income so that we can be able to provide a good education policy so that your life doesn't change, and at the same time the education needs of your young ones are met.